in the sky. No one and no alibi. Lies burning hotter than the sun. Fake prophets cashing in the dream. Selling hope through a broken beam. What's the truth? Where's it gone? Through the dark, echoes of a question mark. Why'd they lie? Why'd they run? Signals lost in static screams, shattered glass and shattered dreams. Who's to blame? Who's the one?
All right. Welcome to Goof On Tonight. It is Friday, October 17, 2025. I'm still alive. How's everybody doing? You guys doing all right over there? I got a burn on my arm. Yes, we are live, and it is Friday night, right? Yep. Sometimes the days just meld together like a Klingon death melting. I want to talk about things that have been going on in the last whatever. You want to talk about something, we could talk about something tonight. This is open lines, open link. I'm going to put the link in the chat here in a few minutes. And that link will get you into the show. Now, doesn't mean you're going to make it on, because you need to follow the rules. And the rules are there for a reason. I don't want to see men's breasts. Bob Birkins, shout out. And you got to have a shirt, got to have a smile. Well, you don't have to. But I want to make sure you're a real person. So when you're in the chat, I think it's on verification. And I'm leaving it that way if that's the way it is, because I think I put it that way for a reason. We haven't done one of these shows in about a year, but we've had guests on. Jeff Willis has been here. Anjali was here a little bit. We had a few you guys coming in. I think we did one in April. I'm not sure, but I can't remember this year too well. But I do want to I want to hear what you guys are thinking. You know, a lot of us have the voice, but you don't always agree with what we say. God, that would be weird, right? We may have like minds, but maybe you want to inject your idea into something that nobody's even thought of or spoke about. So that's why I want to give you guys the chance to voice your opinion here. That's one of the best sounds ever invented. by man. Canada Dry. Sugar-free. Ginger ale. This is, I never drank ginger ale until I was in the hospital. They give this shit out $8 a piece. All right. I know some of you are like, let's go already. We will. We will. We're going to let the room fill up for a minute. And I want to talk for a second. All right. Are you guys okay? Everything all right? Do you like what's happening? What is happening? I'm going to run through what's happening, and then we're going to open up the link and let you guys fill a void. Ready? Oh, if you want to help support Truthology for ufology, not the guys that copy what I have created. Do you know where the pioneer of this shit? That's right. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. You can even become a member. What was that? What did I miss? Hey, Carnundrum. And it's a $2 super dono at the beginning of the show. No. You see what I did there? Thanks, man. Did you do... Hey, 2 of them. Why didn't you just do full? What? Thank you very much. Carnundrum throwing it down. Carnundrum! Ooh, there's a reason why I didn't do that for many, many, many months. Ow. Skunat. Stunats. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Dude, you've always been a continuing supporter like that. Thank you so much. Juge Anje. Look at that. That's 3 years minus 3 months. It's 33 months. Do you know what 33 is? Jesus. I don't know. I can't think. Thank you for being the angel of Gufon for 33 months. Ay caramba, Juge Anje, the angel of Gufon. Thank you, Jeanette. Dorothy. That's a super dono from a continuing supporter of Gufon. I'm happy to see you here. And I know what that means, I think. Thank you very much, Dorothy, with the super dono and a continuing supporter of Gufon. So, real quick, I'm just going to run through this and then I'm going to open the lines. Less than 3 minutes. You can talk about anything you want that's current. If you're going to tell a story about what happened to you, it better be good. That's all I say. All right. So we're going to do that. And if we have more than one person here at a time, we'll let each person, have their turn. We could have even... I'm not expecting no round table discussion. How did I just say that? I don't expect no round... What? I'm losing brain cells. I'm watching too many other... I'm watching lefties losing it. They're losing it. I'm seeing every day now. All right. So I want to talk about anything you want, but let's talk about what's been talked about in the last several years. That building that's supposedly built over, right? Rose Cuckold said, we got a big building built on it. I don't buy it. I don't like it. We could talk about the government's involvement. We could talk about Grush. You could talk about how you felt about the hearings, what you think Anna Paluna Luna's doing, how good of a job. what you may think of Burchett, what you may think of Greer, what you may think of Lou. Do you have input on the drama? Do you know anything? Do you want to share anything? All of these things, all the current events that we talk about, Egypt, you want to talk about what's going on underneath? We can do that. I'm just giving you examples of what I think I want us to talk about. You can talk about what you want too. But like I said, better be good. All right? I'm not kidding. So that's it. We ready? All right, I'm going to drop the link. We don't have a lot of people here yet, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Oh, I see things here. All right, paste. Paste. Okay. And now I need to put a little thing with it. Hold on. Well, there it is. Link. It didn't give me a... Bota de Zala. Let me pin it. All right. Now let me put the rolling scroller here. I gotta, if you think you may bonus, join the live chat with the pinged link in the chat. See, I got that from the last time. Now, until we get people chiming in, I'm going to talk about what I think is going on in this world in ufology. So, the hearings. Oh, well, let's bring in our first, and we know who this person is. It's Conundrum. Bringing him in 3. I don't see him. That's okay. We know it's him. Hey, there you are, man. You don't have to show yourself. I know it's you. I trust you. Here it is. 3, 2. Here he is. How you doing, Will Conundrum?
Hey, it's going, Rich. Long time no talk to.
I know. You sound good, man. You sound
Yeah?
good. I'm gonna bring Dorothy in too. And let me yeah, your guys, your volume sounds good, but they have it low here, so I'm gonna raise it just a little bit.
Check, check, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1,
I
2.
think you sound absolutely perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you, Rich. I've been hearing you for years and years and years. So
Boy, am I sorry. I am. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna bring Dorothy in. You're gonna be up first, so we're gonna hear what you have to say. Dorothy is here. Hey, dit.55, unmute. There you are.
Hi there,
How are
Will.
you?
Hi, Rich.
How be going?
Going well. Conundrum and I had an interesting DM exchange today where we were theorizing about our cameras are watching us because they predict things so well. Will, you want to go on and talk about it?
How?
yeah, I do, but I thought more people would be. It's weird, Rich. Rich, it's weird. I had a weird day today, man. It was really weird. It threw me off. Well, let's get into it, right? Good. Okay.
Yeah, do
So,
tell. Do
right.
tell.
I've been dealing with stuff, everyday life stuff, parenting, adulting, and stuff like that. And Dorothy sent me a tweet from, I forget the user, and it was directed towards, like, I read through it, whatever, but she told me after that it was meant for ufology and where it's kind of going. But when I read it, the first thing then did not come to my mind. It did not. UFology did not come to my mind when I read it, and it give me goosebumps because it felt like, and it's. I'm pretty sure other people experience it too. Mostly when you're doing a search, when you do a search on your computer, and you'll start seeing advertisements popping up and stuff like that. Well, that's a given, right?
Yeah.
How about those times when you are talking with your family about something or with a friend, and then you're on your feed, and all of a sudden stuff keeps popping up regarding what you've been talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Has this happened to anyone? Right?
Yeah. Oh, all the
Right?
time. It just happened the other day. Yeah, it happens all the time. I don't even get alarmed by it anymore.
Right. But when it's somebody like Dorothy sending you something and you go, what are you doing in my head? Why are you sending me this? You should not know of this about me. Like it is so weird, Rich. It's so, and I get the synchronicity with people. And believe it or not, I know people probably think I'm weird, and I'm kind of on the cusp with it myself. But after I seen that freaking UFO, man,
Wait, I'm a little confused. What do you mean, Dorothy? I don't understand.
like, okay,
Okay,
so
I
Dorothy,
sent him an article about it was a psychology related article, right? And it was about the way ufology operates. And I was just sending it out to certain folks in DMs because it seemed relevant to what's going on in ufology right now.
Yeah.
But when he picked it up, it happened to coincide with something he had been privately discussing with his family, this exact same subject area of psychology. So that was the weird synchronicity where I didn't have an intention of sending him something personal, but all of a sudden it was very personal for Will because it related to something that was totally outside the internet, totally outside any
Yeah.
connection I have with him or knowing his family or I don't know any of them. But it was just weird how it happened, you know.
That is
For me,
so
it's the
weird.
numbers thing. It keeps coming up, the weird numbers thing with the 111 and a 222, and everybody says, "Oh, it's only because you're not looking or you're not taking track of other times." It's like, well, yeah, I am, but this keeps happening often enough that it's like, what? Do I have a finely tuned Swiss watch inside my brain? What's the deal?
Well,
right.
I
Oh,
I
go ahead, Rich.
always Oh no. Oh, go ahead. No, I want to hear what you guys doing. Yep.
Well, I just want to say that it's funny that Dorothy says that it's like a time, like a fine-tuned watch. Now, like since I've seen this stupid UFO in the sky, I don't know what the hell it was. I'm
Yeah.
still searching for it, finding freaking things out. Right? Um, I literally stopped myself from thinking certain things because somehow, for some reason, these things come true. And I've been trying to stop myself from thinking certain things because I don't want them to come true.
Like what?
Uh, it's weird, man. It's like I seen okay. Let's start the mummies. I know I want to bring them back again, but I was on Amy's show. I heard Grush talk, and I went. I had this epiphany, this weird like daydreaming that they're going to show freaking aliens, man. Like it was coming up, and everybody's laughing or oh they're faking this and faking that. I go regardless if they're fake or not. I seen it happen before my eyes, right? And it's just weird to me. So and then that happened, and then I predicted a spacecraft being shown. I was on Amy's show again. It was I forget what we were watching, what we were discussing, and once again they showed that egg-shaped, fake or not. It was an egg craft. It was the size of an egg, and people in Amy's chat were like, "Oh my God, Will, there's your craft." I'm like, "Yeah, but what I seen, and I did say as I was explaining it, it may not be a saucer, it may not even be in clay, but I remember seeing something, and it was a big deal, right?" And then time after, once again, they show this craft. And so other things not related to UFO, I see technology happening, then it happens. I've seen ideas related to even fashion. So like even your house layouts and stuff. I project this idea of about putting furniture inside walls. And my wife's a test. Like she'll tell you that yeah, and they laughed at me. And no later than a year, somebody there was a magazine or some article, and this person made millions of dollars, and they had furniture in the freaking walls. Rich, I'm like,
Wow.
I kick myself in the ass because I'm like, I should be more proactive with these thoughts. But with that said, I'm starting to be less proactive and try not to think about certain things because some weird thoughts pop in my head and I try to cancel them out because I don't want it to happen.
And you also can't be speaking this stuff out loud all the time. You don't
Right.
know because you don't trust it, and it doesn't happen enough yet that you're like, "Whoa, wait, oh, I trust now. I know." But you're like, "This is still surprising to you,
Right.
Dorothy." And I see Lucian's here. I got you muted because I heard a bunch of noise. I'm not sure how you doing. I'll unmute you in a moment. Dorothy's up next, but Will, you said all this started happening after you saw the UFO?
Yeah, since
And when was that?
and that was in 2014. Over my town, the drip shaped
Yeah.
craft. I've talked about
Oh
this
yeah,
so
yeah,
many
yeah,
times,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
And since I,
Wow.
and because I think it opens up your third eye. This is what I've come down to. Really, it's your thought process and how you can cope with what you're seeing. And when you try to cope with what you're seeing or try to figure it out, your mind races, and then you start to think about where technology is going. Why? Like, how is that flying? How are they flying it? And so your mind starts to nitpick on what they could be designing. What's after? Like, what's after internet? What's after this? And what's after that? What's after computers? Right? I predicted a lot of things, and I should really write it down or do a little video, private video, and wait on it for 10 years and see what happens, and then release the video and see how true, how my thoughts are almost exact.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought about this, but
That
it's
might
weird,
work.
man. It's weird. And then the synchronicity, that alone, that just blew my day. That's just, and my wife's too, because I took a screenshot, whatever, what Dorothy showed me. She's not on X, my wife, so I just screenshot it and send it through messages, whatever, through text message. But it threw her off too. She's like, "Who sent you this?" I'm like, "Just a random person on X." Like, I've talked to her and we chit chat, but never ever about my personal life. And she goes, "That's weird." And I went, "Yeah, very weird."
Have
And then
you,
a lot of go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. No, please. I thought you.
No, I'm just saying, like, a lot of stuff, and my wife can testify to that. A lot of weird things happen to me with birds, with animals, with people, with all kinds of stuff, man. It's weird. It's just I'm living a weird life right now, and I'm trying to comprehend it. It really what I'm doing. And I've been doing it for, well, since that's
11
11 years
years.
now. 11 years.
Is this a form of psionics? Are you summoning
I
things?
don't know, Rich. I've been trying, like, so after seeing the object, I've tried to bring it back, try to picture it over
Oh, yeah?
my town. Yeah, I keep saying,
Good.
like, in my mind, come back, please. I want to see more. They never have.
Don't.
You know what I mean? I think it was a fluke, maybe, but that fluke really opened me up. It really did.
I've very similar experiences. Dorothy, thanks for waiting, and Lucian will be with you in a sec. So Dorothy, I know you've had experiences, but what brings you on tonight?
Well, you and I have had a recent exchange relating to something that happened 3 years ago, and it's still going on UFO X. Only it involves different characters, and I just want to point out that this pattern keeps repeating with different people being targeted, and you yourself know this kind of harassment and doxing and so forth and so on. But it's important for people to realize that it's been going on at least since 2022 when I saw it happen with you, Rich.
It's since before that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's nonstop. Every year I've been in this field, it's been that way.
So you probably saw that pattern happening a lot earlier than a lot of us. So, but it's still, it keeps repeating. It's important for people to know that pattern's out there so that when they get blasted for simply offering an opinion or an experience that they have, that it's probably this roving harassment gang of trolls that go online and really mess with people's minds, and that's bad.
And that's what makes me sad because all you did was support who you want to support, speak your mind. You didn't have any sides. You weren't doing it. You weren't choosing all that. I mean, you were just being you and giving information to people and absorbing it at the same time. Yet because you followed me and and that stuff, that's what triggered that for you, right? And then wasn't it the movie Who's Lou? And didn't you do? Oh, you wrote to Lou Elizondo a letter to Lou.
I wrote to Lou Elizondo, and you were the brave one who actually read it on air.
Oh,
And that probably put the target squarely on my back, but that's all right.
oh no,
Uh,
no, no.
it messed me up when I heard them
Who
saying
knew?
specifically that they were going to go after you and take him out behind the barn and la la la. And Lou's sitting right there and he's grinning. He's not saying anything, but he's just going along with everything that everybody's saying. And so it's still the same way. Only Lou's put himself, one step removed from the rest of them. They just keep going out after people who have anything to say that's contrary to the narrative that Lou wants pushed somehow.
And his wife was part of it. Two peas in a pod. You know?
Yeah, bad news.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, and we never hear from her. It's always through Lou, but it doesn't really matter because she's not relevant to anything really, other than being Lou's wife. But so you're still getting it. I mean, it's not from the same people. You just said it's different characters.
It's different characters being targeted. It's the same group
Oh,
under various different sock puppet accounts and, doing that same dance around. The difference this time is that the people who are being targeted are the ones who've been documenting all the harassment and talking about it openly on X. And that's, yeah, I hope they end up, marching that one into court because it's
oh yeah.
against the law to do that kind of thing to people. It's very much a crime.
Can I chime in for a
Of
second there?
course. Hey, Lush.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's Will
just
Carr. I thought it was.
yeah,
Lucian.
it's me. It's all right. So you said it's like a dance round. My question now to you, Rich, Dorothy, and then the guests we have here, I can't quite see because I'm on my cell phone. I thought we have here in the panel.
Lucian.
What kind of
Lucian.
dancer would Lou be if he could be dance around? And I want to add, I feel he'd be a belly dancer. I could see him doing belly dancing. So just saying.
I see him as a lap dancer in a private area.
I see him
I
more
see-
as a clown.
Well, yeah.
No,
dancing
he's doing,
clown,
yeah.
he's doing step dancing with all this power.
All he needs is a big red nose, and that's all he needs.
So, Lucian, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming on.
Hey, happy Halloween! Do y'all enjoy the spooky lights I got out?
Yeah. It's hard to see now, but that was cool background you had there.
Well, I had a good background. I was live from the coop. I had to calm the chickens down. They got a little bit too loud.
Yeah, that's why I had to mute you. So what's going on, man?
Busy, man. I'm like I say, trying to get this just channel started of mine. This Chicken Coop Confidential channel started. I'm doing more music than anything else. I need to start getting on the topic, man. I need to start getting on the paranormal topic, the UFO phenomenon topic.
Hey, hold on a sec. Your connection is awful. Every word you speak, it's cracking.
It is.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Well, let's go without the earbuds.
Yeah, it's Bluetooth. If you have Bluetooth earbuds, it's not great for talking, especially online.
I don't need to hear myself. I'm a professional musician. I don't need earbuds. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Well, we'll turn the lights off for a minute. Let's
What?
save some energy. He'll be right back. Yeah. What was he going in? What was Lucian? He didn't say anything. He was talking about his channel. Into ufology we go. The drama. It's always going to be in this field. People are always going to be jealous of the next new thing or want to be the first to chop it down or cancel it. Dorothy?
What do you think is going to happen with that 3-eye atlas thing? Anything at all?
Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. It's so weird.
I had
I
thought
think-
process behind it, so I have
Wait,
some
what?
thought behind it.
Well, please, yeah. I'd rather hear
Yeah.
from you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because I've been having weird thoughts about it and about stuff like that. And you know what it is? It's the whole this is all new to us as a species. keeping an eye on the outer space, right? This is my thought process behind it. This is all new.
No,
Satellites,
I don't
all
think it
these things.
is.
I feel it is.
Well, do
And
you mean
and
with technology? I want to get
just
specific on this because the
yeah, just with
Mayans ruled the universe with their
right.
predictions.
So with our technology and what it's kind of maybe we've been doing it prior, but what's in the public's eyes, I should really say instead of just
Okay.
your generic in the public's eyes, what we've been seeing is only a glimpse of what has been happening for millions and millions, if not trillions of years.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say this is unique and or odd because we
Why?
have not been tracking for millions and trillions of years.
What are you
We
comparing
have
it to? Another
compared to
Earth?
space, just comparing to space in general and kind of what's out there. It is so big and so massive. You can't always think something flying by is some kind of alien craft or spaceship because it flies weird or doesn't fly to the conventional whatever orbits or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's so random out there. We're going to find more randomness out there than we see today. It's going to get weirder. And this is where I think the build-up's happening. They're trying to train our thoughts of how weird space can really be.
Yeah, I
And
think that's
then
right. Yeah.
they're going to show us the aliens, and they're going to show us these things, because when they do show us that, it's not going to be such a culture shock. It will be, right, we've seen pretty weird stuff out there, man. What's a green alien? No, we've seen flying octopuses, or we've seen massive creatures that just fly out in space and they don't need to breathe what we breathe, and they just fly around collecting, let's just say, radiation. This is what they eat, or certain particles. This is what they eat, right? You got to think water, think of the earth. Like, we still don't know what's in our waters, and then when we look in our waters, we find something new. It looks alien to us.
Yeah.
It really does. You're shocked. You're like, really? That's in our ocean? Right. How weird do you think it is in space, people? It's going to be, if not 1,000 times weirder, before you even think about another, or before they even show us another species. Right? They're going to show us this is why NASA's doing what they're doing. This is why the government's doing what they're doing. It's happening in front of our eyes slowly. And I know you don't like the word, Rich. You never have. Is that slow dripping? And they've been doing this from day one, right? That slow drip, right? It's been happening. You can't deny it, even though you might debunk or try to debunk it or say it's fake. It's happening for our eyes. It's for the public.
A slow drip with zero evidence.
But
How's
the
that
evidence,
possible?
the evidence is going to be in our technology, and it's already happening, Rich. With the satellites, with NASA, with the new systems that they're putting up, with like all these. Oh yeah, just wait.
No. I mean, those drones. I mean, I think they are maybe Lockheed's or ours.
Something, right?
They are pretty amazing. What's been happening with those drones?
And it's only going to get weirder. And
Yeah.
I feel it's happening faster than what we realize.
No,
In my
it's
eyes, it's happening fast. Like, believe it or not, with drones and all this stuff happening in the States and what they're doing, and in Canada, what they're doing, and all this planning and moving around, and why they're after certain things and why they're doing certain things. It's all a buildup. It's
why they
being a
won't
buildup.
shoot at the drones. It's why they
That's
won't shoot the
right.
drones. Yeah.
That's right.
Lucian's back. Lucian.
Was anybody surprised that we've actually found life on Mars when they finally announced it? It was such a tiny blip in the news cycle. It's like, how many people missed that one?
I missed it. When did they find life?
I've seen that, Dorothy. It was an article.
You mean from 6 months ago?
Less
Sooner
than
than that.
6 months ago, on the heels of the hearing again, I think.
It was it looks like mold spots. It was an image that they had, and it looked like mold spots, but they're not mold. It was bacterial or something like that. They were showing embedded in the rocks from radiation.
Okay.
They tested it for at least a year beforehand to be sure before they announced it, but it was a NASA announcement.
NASA's doing what now? They're not doing what they know. They were then. What are they now? So what are they doing now? They're top secret shit? I forget. What are they doing?
NASA's a spy agency.
Spy
Now a
agency.
spy
Yeah.
agency.
So what
That's
does
what
that
it stands
mean?
for.
That's yeah.
All right, Lucian, are you back?
They've always been a spy agency.
All right, you're still crackling, but we'll deal with it for as long as I can.
Yeah, how's the sound there, Rich?
It's awful. I can't handle it. I can't. It's awful. You're cracking every 2 seconds, every word.
I wonder if you've got a lot of windows open in other places. If
kidding.
you close them all down, it might help.
Wow.
Well, that didn't crackle when you just said that. Why?
Mm,
Oh
No, just got a direct video.
no, it's bad. It's bad. Well, anyway, do you want to say anything? Because I don't know how much longer I could put up with that crackling. So what's going on? You want to?
Well,
anything about what's
unfortunately,
going on?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in the studio.
Nothing ufological you want to mention? Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue the conversation then. All right. Yeah, I don't know either. Can't help you. That 3i Atlas does trip me out though, because
And it's going to trip you out more, Rich, because there's going to be more. And I'm predicting this now. It's gonna get weirder, man. And I think they already know, and they're slowly releasing it to get us ready for something.
What do you think it is?
It's a rock, man. That's all it is. Interstellar debris. But we're gonna find out that it's different type of debris, and it's not debris that you normally would get in our solar system. And this is where you're going to start introducing different materials and different ideas of certain things. And our culture is going to benefit from this because they're going to, and this spy agency, NASA thing, you got to think spy agency, what are they spying on? And why NASA? Right? What's in space that they need to spy on? What do you think? I don't know. My mind races to more aliens and more planetary stuff. So they might be the surveillancers of other planets. They're going to be the forefronts of monitoring planets, spying on planets, and seeing if it's feasible for humans to be there without damaging the culture or damaging whatever. They're the spies. They're the ones that are going to. That's like in our situation where these my object that I seen flying over my sky. It could have been a spy from a different planet. That's like NASA,
I get it could be a probe or something
right?
like that.
Something that I seen, but it was just odd. The shape of it. It was just I've never seen it before, and I'm hoping it's going to show up in my lifetime. That's a government or somebody's going to capture it because I didn't get the chance to. Right, and hopefully I'll see it again. So
imagine this: Avi Loeb doesn't say he thinks it's a ship of some kind. Everybody would still be thinking that's a rock. Nobody. If he didn't say anything, we would just be oblivious to this thing at this point till it got close enough or whatever that astronomers would be like, we got a weird rock here, but it is just a rock. And then they would tell us of the weird nature and stuff, I think. But when Avi Loeb said that, I mean, it could be a mothership because it's not doing the normal, like you said, characteristics that a normal comet or rock would normally do, heading towards the sun and all that. But it's weird. It is weird, I admit.
You got Muamua. Right. You got a million or billions, if not trillions of rocks that fly towards our sun. God. Do you think every single one is going to do the exact same thing as the other one?
That's what
Come on, people.
That's what it seems like when we hear these guys talk. It's like they're afraid to change the history books. It's like, it's okay.
It's okay.
3i Atlas, if I'm correct, I believe I read this, that it came from the vicinity, the same vicinity as the WOW signal.
The same planetary system. That's right. That
right. And I think it's our superior now telescopes that are being able to even detect things like this. Remember, 3i means it's only the third interstellar object we've seen. So we're very new to seeing interstellar objects, but I bet you're right that they're flying by all the time, but we're not noticing them because they melt into the sun or whatever.
but it's too. I feel that they've been going what Rich said is, I feel they could have been doing this before, but in the public's eyes, this is new.
Right.
Maybe or putting it into records. And if there is records, those are the ones that are tied into the government, and they don't want nobody to see or talk about whatever. They get burnt up or whatever.
Too
right?
many astronomers. Too many astronomers.
Right. And so there's more cameras, more of this, more of that, and the technology for the people is getting stronger. So they're going to have to start doing something about that because they take a picture of everything. Everything's a UFO in ufology. Everything, every little dot, every little anything. UFO. And it's like, okay, but can we get facts on that? Like, but you can't, but we will. Don't worry, right? As a people.
Yeah, you work backwards. You call it what you think it is, and then you see if it is. You figure it out later. It's so frustrating.
It's going back to what Dorothy said. How it like that thing she sent me, man, that was weird. But that thing she sent me about where ufology is going, and that's happening exactly in my life, but not in ufology. But it's the attack of one individual, and that one individual. That's how it starts. Is the individual will put people on their side to make them look better, to make them look right, or whatever for their own narrative and for their own thing, right? But you won't get a sorry, if they ever burn, and if they're wrong, whatever, you won't get that, right? And if they're wrong about it, they just move on to the next thing, like nothing happened, right? Yeah, it's weird.
Well, psychology plays everywhere, not just in ufology. So I'm not surprised that it would apply to somebody's personal life. It probably applies to millions and millions of people's personal lives, the way that they see their own relationships going on. But I'm curious because we're in the season of paranormal activity, man. I mean, really, seriously, the veil is thinning, as they say. But do you know why, Rich, they say that about this season? Why the veil is thinning?
Because of what's happening with the gravitational waves under the ocean? I don't know.
I'm really asking. I'm not certain.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I really don't know.
It may go back to even pagan beliefs about the Earth dies in the winter, and so therefore the dead are awake and running around in the winter, probably in the dark, right?
That makes sense.
But there's something about 3 a.m. that I've seen over and over where a lot of people have, or
I did,
experiences, around those times.
Yeah.
I mean, the time I saw those three things flying, that was 2:33 in the morning. How about you?
Mine was I had one at 3:03 and 3:13, I think it was.
Okay.
My shit happened. The ones in my bedroom anyway. But that's the witching hour. That's when the night is at its most silent, right? Right before the dawn almost. But 3 a.m. and the number 3 is real significant. And I think witchcraft and all that. And Jesus, the 3 wise men. No, I don't know. But it is interesting that a lot of stuff happens around that time. You hear it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reason is because during sunlight hours, there's a lot of things going on. It's number one, it's bright. You can't see the orbs and the other stuff. Vapors, maybe you can't see that stuff easily. But the energy is more dispersed during the day, and maybe there's too much energy that it distracts it, or you can't see it. I don't know, but paranormal activity it happens all the time, and at any time of day, right?
I thought behind that, Rich, just based on the sun, because you're saying it's not out in the sun when the sun's out, but it's out when the sun's not out, right? So we know. Yeah. I'm just thinking about this. We know in our ozone layer why our sky is blue is because of the sun, right? The sun has all the colors of the spectrum in it.
No, it's because of the white ocean.
Sun. No, it isn't, Rich. It isn't. It isn't.
Neil deGrasse Tyson told me why. I can't remember.
It's because of the sun. What happens is the particles or whatever's in our atmosphere feed on or capture that light particle or that light that comes through, and it's blue. That's what they capture, and that's why we have white
Oh.
snow. If our sun was yellow, we would have yellow snow. No pun taken, right? Or if our sun was red, we would have red snow. Because
no,
yes,
that's just frozen water. That's why it's white.
but
It's like
water, no, it's because of the sun, Rich. Because he's proven it. So the proof
No.
is yeah. He went in the sub. He went down into I don't know if he went some Arctic trip or something, wherever he did there.
Yeah.
He had a red
Yeah, are you talking about
object.
neutrinos?
I don't know. He had a
He's
red
not talking
object.
about neutrinos. No.
No, he had a red object. I don't know if it was a cloth or an object, a solid object. And as he was going down in the sub, and we know in the water, it cancels. That's why it's really dark down there. It cancels out a lot of the light. The object that he started to hold, Rich, stopped turning red.
Huh.
It stopped turning, like you're still staring at it. You have light in the sub, like you have lights on, but for some reason, the object just stops going red and it starts going darker grays and stuff like that. And the red pigment is gone. Why is it red? Because of the sun. We
But what
only
about
see,
it when it snows at night?
but the sun's still out. The sun never leaves.
The rays
Rich.
aren't hitting. Yeah, I know.
The
But
rays are still hitting. They're hitting the earth still, right?
No, not head on. Not head on, but I hear
But
you.
it's still,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah,
But in the
that's
ocean,
wild. Yeah.
so if you had some snow, and if you could technically hold it and go down in the sub, that snow would stop being white. It would
That's
lose the white
unreal.
pigment. That's
What?
weird.
Are you
Right?
sure?
I'm 100% sure.
All right. It just
Yeah.
sounds like snow is dry ice. It's just flaky snow. That's all.
But
It's
ice,
ice
water,
crystals.
but water's clear. So
Yes.
if we did right, it would be clear, icy stuff, right?
Well,
Right.
then when it's falling down and it hits the air, it creates, the design and all that stuff.
Right.
But you're saying it's because of the rays that it's that color, or
Right,
the
and
way
so-
the sun, whatever sun we.
So with that said, and about your
I've never heard
spirits,
of
and
it.
only see them at a certain time of the day, so at 3:00 in the morning, whatever. Maybe there's not that many rays, and it's not blinding out the spirits, or it's not blinding out whatever through the
Kinda.
colored rays. And then you could
That-
pick up on certain color spectrums that are normally not there when the sun's out,
I
and that's why
totally
3:00
believe
is important or whatever, because it's the sun is coming up, but it's so far away at that point, right?
But 3:00, that goes all the way back to the 1600s and all.
I'm just
that
trying to make
stuff,
sense
yeah.
of it all, right? Because I have no idea. But with that said,
But I
right?
have to say it because I know I'm thinking it, so maybe other people are thinking what I'm thinking. But yeah, I hear you, man. It's amazing. I didn't know that about how that works. Never
Yeah.
heard of that.
No, yeah, should look into it more. It blows your mind because when I was a kid, whatever, it's the yellow sun and yellow this, and we have a yellow. No, we don't. We have a
We
white
have a
sun.
white sun.
We have a white sun. It's
But
all the colors. It's the exact opposite in space for the color artsy stuff. Because when you mix all the colors together, you get black. But in space, when you mix all the colors together, you get white, and that's why you see
Oh.
white stars. You don't see blue or yellow or green or blue. And if there are a different color, that's a planet. It's not a star.
Oh.
Well, and here I thought the 3:00 a.m. phenomenon was only due to overactive bladders.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
baby, eh? Oh, shit, eh? That is, yeah.
after 50. Maybe. That is a really interesting thing. I am going to
So-
look into that. Huh?
Is the sound better now?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah, much better.
I apologize.
Oh, that's all right, man. Thanks for fixing it.
Not in studio, so I had to do it remote.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. So, I forgot. Oh, this. All right. Let's now go into something else that fascinates me. What is underneath the pyramids? I did that story the other day about the what is it, the electrical lift thing that they think that's what might be the hydraulic lift, like an elevator that was used with water to lift the stones.
Yes.
Underneath the pyramids, they think this hydraulic lift system is there. That's not only that, but that's not the other stuff they found, right? That was like 7, 10 kilometers further. Wow. I mean, this is like unbelievable. Do you think we'll ever see this in our lifetime? Like pictures of what is actually under there or video?
No.
Me neither.
Edgar Casey prophesied back in the day that there was something under the paw of the Sphinx.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was, though. Was it the actual history of our planet and the real
The
story
secrets to
behind how we
everything.
started
Yeah.
or something?
I also heard, I think the Ark might have been there. I'm not sure. Lucian, you were saying something. What were you saying?
No, I don't think we'll ever truly imagine the scope of what's underneath the pyramids. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I've studied these ancient sites for the better part of 40 years now.
Wow.
Of course, all the UAP and UFO activity tied in with them. You have to go back to a time when the continents were joined together. We had a one continent, a supercontinent. It was called
Like
It was called Pangea. Now, with all these tunnel systems and all these formations that's underneath the pyramids, it's just part of one big gigantic complex. All these tunnels, everything was connected at one time.
God.
So when the continent, whatever
did they
broke
go
apart,
along? Did they go? I'm so sorry. I'll forget. Did they go along with the ley lines? Do you know? Have you heard that?
I think the ley lines were actually just a byproduct of when the continents were torn apart.
Okay. Oh wow, I never heard that. That's interesting.
Well, we had one supercontinent. What broke it apart?
Well, what they think is it's continually coming together, breaking apart, and then coming together somewhere else. It's a continual machine, and it never stops grinding and creating new and old land.
My question is, who's telling you that?
Me.
Yes, ask Randall Carlson.
How did plate tectonics get started, right? Because
these mainstream scientists want you to consider continental drift. Okay,
right.
That's what they want to attribute everything to. Okay, continental drift's a real thing. I'll go along with it, but we're talking about a supercontinent. A continental drift is not going to affect a supercontinent. It's not going to break a supercontinent apart.
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't one. It all came together and merged as one. And then through time, it split up again, broke up and crumbled up. And, then it happened again on this side of the planet. And then it happened over here. It's a constant.
Could it be that it broke up because it was too heavy on one side and then the poles reversed? And that's what made it happen?
No, does nobody understand what I'm saying?
I believe it blew up. I believe that something happened, and there was something that caused that Isle of Pangaea to split apart, and that's why everything separated. Continental drift happened, and all the continents drifted apart. Everything got separated. I believe everything that's underneath the pyramids and underneath all these ancient sites were all part of one big gigantic machine.
Wow.
That's what I believe.
That is what? The Earth?
Yeah, the Earth, I believe, is just a small component in another gigantic machine. I mean, the universe is a living thing.
I think so. I feel like the Earth is alive. I'm glad you said that.
I mean, we have a magnetic field. We're a major conductor of electricity, and we're just a small component of a larger part, a larger machine. We've got to start thinking of ourselves we got to start thinking of things on a cosmic level. All we are is a bunch of piss ants running around on a basketball. That's all we are.
But we're not
Lincoln.
We got to start thinking on a cosmic level.
Yeah.
Lincoln, have you ever thought, or I don't know how to word this. Do you ever think about the universe being a consciousness? Do you ever have that thought cross your mind? It has multiple times with me.
Well, I believe there's
Based
more than one
on
universe. I believe in multiverses. I believe this is
right.
just one
Well,
universe.
there's multiples of us. There's multiple different brains of us. There's different types of
I mean,
consciousness.
I think. Okay. Now we're going to get into God now.
Well, no. I'm not spiritual by all means. I'm not talking about
Well,
God. You might
I am, but
think that,
he's just
or
not. He's just not an old man in a white beard to me. That's just
no. I'm not talking about God. I'm not getting that way. I'm just based on the whole concept of what's that theory? Entanglement,
quantum
and
entanglement.
yes, also with the whole theory about how our universe is like in a tubular, and everything's just string theory. That's it.
Okay.
The string theory universe,
I mean,
where everything's just intertwined.
I can't explain to you the overall structure of the universe. I don't think nobody can.
Nobody can. But based on that,
guessing. What do I think? I think that the Earth is just a small component in a larger machine. Think of
the machine? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Let's think of whatever the universe is, whatever it's. See, God give us this little tiny little brain. We can't think that big.
I'm not God.
We can't think that big.
I love trying to think that big, though. This is what I do. I love to try to think that, and right or wrong, but man, my mind loves to go that way all the time.
Us as humans want to humanize everything. We want to try to put it in a human perspective. We want just like aliens. We want to humanize the aliens. Who's to say aliens are going to look like us with, grays running around with 2 eyes and 1 mouth? They might have 7 heads and 200 mouths. Who knows? But anyway, I'm getting off subject. Is the universe a living thing? Yes, I think it is. But it's also a machine.
But we are machines also, right? We're living. Plants are living. Rocks are living.
We're just bacteria running. We're just bacteria running around on a dirt ball, man.
We're some of all our particles, right? And each particle has its own memory. So every particle has a memory, has something to it, right? And the sum of all of our particles make who we are. The sum of all the rock's particles makes what they are. But a particle is living. The rock is living. The universe is living. It's made up of particles.
Let's get back to what Rich was talking about, the ancient civilizations. I'm more apt to believe that there's the ancient civilizations more than I do in aliens flying around and flying saucers coming across millions of miles of space and just bothering, just so happens they come down here and they want to crash. I don't buy into that. I believe what I would believe is aliens may have come here millennia ago. I'm talking millions of years, maybe even hundreds of thousands of years, maybe sooner, but I'm going more for millions, and we didn't come from monkeys. I don't think we may have our DNA may have been spliced with something, but
I don't see how. Look, if you think about us, the sun hurts our eyes. We lost our fur. We can't be out in the sun.
We're not made for this planet.
We're from Mars, where the sun is half the strength.
We can't even survive in water. We're not even the masters of our own planet.
Right? We should be, and we're not.
We're just something that came along with everything else.
Or something made us. Yeah, something brought us here, continued it here on this planet. Maybe I don't know.
It's a zoo.
Right, I know. It could be. It's amazing. Like, what are we? What's the purpose? We have to give ourselves purpose so we don't go insane. We have to give ourselves purpose. So we have to have the illusion of free will.
If you listen to what the Bible tells you that God created us because he was lonely and wanted somebody to talk to, basically, and worship him, of course.
That's something I heard down in Florida. They say shit like that.
I don't know. I think maybe, the movies like Prometheus, maybe the movie Prometheus, maybe got it right.
Right, maybe. Why not? There's some truth in some of this stuff. We don't know everything.
No, we're not. We're not made to know everything.
No. But you throw enough poop on the wall, it's bound to stick, right?
We can't handle the truth.
Individually we can, but not as a global
Well, people like me and you, Rich, that's been in it for 25 years or more, can probably handle it because we've seen about everything. Uh, you know, I've seen people come and go, and you know, I heard.
Yeah.
I had the definitive evidence, but everything I've got can only offer is hearsay. But I'm not gonna.
That's
Everything that
ufology.
everything that I will say and that I do know is unclassified. I'm not not a whistleblower.
Well, good. We don't want whistleblowers here. Put us
Nah,
all
we
in
can't.
danger.
You can't trust. You can't trust one.
Well, there are so many millions upon millions of experiencers that something's going on. We don't know exactly what, but it's certainly for those of us who notice these things happening,
Okay,
it certainly
Dorothy.
ends your main
What is?
view of how, you know, life is usually. And then, you know, you have these strange synchronicities like Will and I had this afternoon with DMs, where the thing that I posted with no intention of hitting on his personal situation that he just happened to be talking about at that very minute, you know,
Crazy.
it's like, well, that's really weird. And we both noticed it. Will noticed it right away, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm freaking out. This is too weird," you know. So I think that there are other forces in play beyond us that we don't necessarily see with our five, you know, we don't perceive with our five senses, except at certain crucial times when we need to learn a lesson or we need protection or whatever it is that we need to be woken up, whatever it is. At certain times, we get these things happening that spark our, you know, attention. And for me, it's the numbers thing, and it was happening in great quantities when my son passed away in 2020 for about 3 months afterwards.
You know, it
So
stopped for
I got a
me.
question. I got a quick question for you, Dorothy. Sorry, Rich. What? So you're saying that there was something that triggered you into believing. What, if you don't mind me asking, Dorothy? What was that thing that triggered you into believing that?
What actually convinced me that there are other forces at work was Stephen Greer's Disclosure Project. I happened upon that the day after the Twin Towers were taken out, and they had an
Sorry.
urgent call for transcriptionists. Well, I had experience in secretarial situations of doing transcription, so I volunteered to help with that effort to publish it in several languages. And after typing up all the witnesses' remarks and having been the daughter of a World War II Air Force pilot, I found those people extremely credible. And that's what sparked my interest in this as a serious subject for being, you know, interested in a general way. It totally changed my viewpoint on, you know, science fiction and how that works.
See,
But
I mean, I started out as a youngster believing in it because I just didn't. The universe is just way too big, you know, for it just to be us. Uh,
oh, for sure.
yeah, but you know, after 40 years of doing investigations, I don't know. We're talking about a universe that's 14 billion years old. Everything may have done already left everywhere it's done. It's already going and migrated, and that's maybe we've already done got some of the stuff here, and we're all that's left. I
Ben,
mean,
Just oh,
I'm sorry, I thought you were done, Lucian.
no, go ahead.
Well, we got a
I'll,
couple more people. Hey, doing
oh,
Ben, the Yorkshire Grifonian chimed in, and Wayne, Michigan UFO
Absolutely,
Sighting Slash Paranormal
I'll
Podcast.
clear the floor. Go
You don't
ahead.
have to. You don't have
Hey,
to.
guys.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
gonna
hey.
stand by.
Yeah. Thanks. Ben. Oh, Ben. I hear an echo.
Benny, Ben.
Ben. Hey, Wayne. How you doing, man?
Oh, where have you been? Where you been? Where you been?
Hey.
How you doing,
Can't
Wayne?
hear you for whatever reason. You're not coming out my speakers. Let me
Hold on.
see.
Can everybody else hear me? Okay. Maybe
I can hear you just fine. And
Okay,
you
there
don't
we
want it
go.
out of your speakers, Ben, because it's going to create an echo.
Yeah,
FYI.
the wrong setting was.
we lost Ben got disconnected.
What's going on,
And
Richie? It's been forever.
yeah, it's been a minute. How you been?
Good, man. Good. Just hearing you guys talking about continental drift and stuff, and that's actually something I'm teaching my students recently, and I wanted to try to shed a little bit of light on that for you guys.
Dude, that's wild. Okay. I would love to hear what you have to say about continental drift.
Well, first of all, the mainstream didn't want anything to do with continental drift. Back in the 1800s, there was a explorer and scientist named Alfred Wegener. And this guy is the guy who started matching up fossils from different continents and different plant life and animal life, and then looking at the maps and all that. And he went and presented all of his information to the science community at the time. And the science community said that all of the continents were in a fixed position, and that was their stance on it. This is the 1800s, late 1800s. And Wegener said, no, look at all of this evidence. Something's going on. And so they hit him with one question, and they said, okay, if you're so smart and we like your evidence of all these matching fossils of plants and animals, they said, if you're so smart, what is the mechanism that is allowing the continents to move? Now, you got to remember, 1800s. Our technology was trash. We didn't have GPS. We couldn't measure things moving, a centimeter a year, those kind of things from satellites.
Right.
And so he didn't have an answer. And when he didn't have an answer for him, they laughed him out of the science community. And it wasn't until we developed technology to map the seafloor for World War II by using sonar. And it was the discovery of the mid-Atlantic ridge, this mountain chain, because all the scientists were thinking, well, we have submarines. We have to know how deep the ocean is to fight World War II, right? So they thought that the further out in the ocean you went and you got to the middle of the ocean, the deeper it should get. Well, their hypothesis was wrong. It gets shallower in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They had no idea why. Then they started doing radio sounding and stuff to make maps for United States submarines. And what they discovered was the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is the upflowing of the magma that's coming from underground. It lifts the seafloor and it splits and it cracks, and then it pushes so that you have Europe and Africa moving to the east and North American and South American plates moving to the west at a very slow pace.
Just like an
And that-
overflowing volcano that's going on either side.
I
Right?
mean, look at Iceland. Iceland is at the top of, we call it a volcanic island, but that's the top of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge where it's actually come up out of the Atlantic Ocean. So people are living on a volcanic island that is splitting. You can go there today and walk through what's called a rift zone, and Iceland is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it separates from itself. But new material is being created. And if you remember a couple years ago, the volcanism that was going on in Iceland was insane. Like there was huge amounts of magma plumes and stuff happening underneath Iceland, and they were seriously concerned about what was happening. So I just wanted to, that is the mechanism. See, Wegener had no idea what the mechanism was, and he ended up getting a really crappy job. The only job he could get was in the Arctic Circle, measuring like in a little shack, measuring different weather phenomenon and things like that. He eventually died as an outcast. So the scientific community wanted you to know nothing about continental drift. And it wasn't until World War II, when we had to have those maps of the seafloor, that they actually discovered what we now call the theory of plate tectonics. And it's a theory because we have evidence to back it up. It's not a law. It's not the law of plate tectonics. It's still a theory. It still needs to continue to be tested. But now with all the technology, we know how these continents and these plates are moving. So we figured out the mechanism was the heat rising from all the radioactive decay inside the planet Earth, creating these convection currents, plus the fact of gravitational pull on these slabs, along with suction from ocean water that gets pulled down as well.
Hey, isn't there an ocean of fresh water leaking into the Atlantic from underneath?
Supposedly. I mean, I know they're looking into that, but yeah, all you got to do is look for brine areas, right, where the salt water and the fresh water are mixing. We can see that off the coast of like North and South Carolina and stuff.
Why don't the Pacific and Atlantic mix? How come they can't mix?
Different densities, just
I
like
saw
oil
this
and
video
water.
on it. I'm like, that's amazing to me. But that's a
Different
design.
salt content.
That's got to be a design. That can't just be a freak of nature. I mean, that's really, to me, that's design, man.
Yeah, that you could use that as evidence for intelligent design, sure.
What would happen if they mixed? Everything would change. The whole thing would be out of whack. We'd have totally different weather system. Who knows?
Well, if you think too that 70% of our oxygen comes from the ocean, from these little diatoms and algae, and if we change the acidity of the oceans, or even the salt content, the salinity, that changes all the life forms. I mean, they won't survive, and we won't survive.
The ocean is key. It's the key.
I think we would adapt. Sorry, I think we wouldn't be wiped out. We would adapt. Right? That's why some people could drink ocean water and some people can't. You adapt. Yeah, some people do drink ocean water. Not saying it's the best for them, but they can still do it. Me, because I don't, I can't.
I know, right?
No, there's been plenty of accidents and stuff that have happened at sea where people don't have access to fresh water and they die. I mean, nobody has survived from being trapped out on the ocean by drinking salt water. It's really bad for you. I would not recommend it. Now, to Will's point, I mean, there are people that have genetic throwbacks that will actually have gill slits in the side of their necks or behind their ears, right? From our I mean, we're tadpoles when we're, developing inside of a mother, right?
Some even have vestiges of tails.
Absolutely. We still have the tailbones, right? So,
we do.
So it's really, yeah. Some people need to have surgeries to have the tails removed.
Oh, yeah, I've seen videos from India.
We're just another mammal.
That's true. But we are definitely interconnected with this planet. I mean, there's no way around it. And I think probably ancient civilizations to what Lucy
but here's what me and Rich were just talking about. Sure. I don't think we're native to this planet because for one thing, we don't even rule this planet. We can't even live in the water. So I don't know how we can come from the water if we can't even live in it.
But we did. That's the thing. And we evolved over millions of years.
Evolution to me means that animal is no longer around anymore, and it evolved from it. It's just like saying we evolved from a monkey. Well, if I evolved from a monkey, why is the monkey still around?
That is a mischaracterization of evolution. Nobody says we came from a monkey. I mean, you see the pictures and stuff. We evolved from a totally different primate. There's multiple primates. We are part of the Homo sapiens sapien, but we come from a different primate other than a monkey and an ape.
I didn't come from no primate.
Neanderthal. That's the Neanderthal. We are Neanderthal.
There's your proof.
There's a reason why we all look up to the stars and look out at the stars, because we're looking out because we know we didn't come from here.
Well, we're just curious what's up there.
Our home is out there.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think-
oh, it's
I
so
think we're
pretty. I
lucky.
want to go.
I think we're one of the species that's either lucky or cursed to have consciousness to wonder where the hell we came from. And that is the human condition.
Never thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Like
a
I say,
curse.
we struggle on this planet. It's almost like we're not made for it.
Don't
like
you
I said, we
agree
burn
with
it-
that, Will?
We burn in the sun if we're out in it too long. Right? Like Rich said, we'll drown in the water if we're in it too long. We can't even. Like I
They
said,
have
there's parts
TV
of the planet.
shows, Naked and Afraid, because it's so unique for people to survive in the wild.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them quit.
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
Or they die.
I can tell you definitively from a science perspective that about 70 some thousand years ago, the human race got down to about 5,000 people.
Oh, I can believe that.
After a massive super volcano eruption. Mount
I can
Toba
believe that.
in Indonesia.
So there's no way that we're not all interrelated.
Correct. That is correct. We came from about 5 to 10,000 mating pairs that were left alive in Africa. And we can trace that because we can check all of our DNA. I mean, that's what the whole 23andMe and everything was really about. It was about finding out how closely related we are genetically. And we are all of us are very.
I believe some sort of human has been around for over millions of years, and I believe we may have even walked with the dinosaurs. I believe that's how many civilizations may have been wiped out.
It's that is a good possibility.
Yeah.
Is 23andMe? I thought 23andMe was a dating website. That's what it is?
No, it's you can,
Oh.
send blood and spit to them and they'll do your genetic
Oh, sorry. Right, yeah. No, I thought it was a dating, like Plenty of Fish or something. 23andMe,
To a different
right?
company.
I don't know.
But mine came back. I'm related to all these far-flung places on the planet genetically, and I'm like, well, that's weird because all I ever knew was that we came from Norway. You know what I mean?
If you would really want to study about where we come from, I would look into what I don't know if you all have heard of them. They're called the Dogon tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're onto something. According I don't see how they could know a lot about the universe and not even have a telescope. I mean,
It's a miracle. I don't know.
Past their
I think they may have been brought here.
Don't they pass their ancient knowledge on by oral memorization and stuff? I mean, oral traditions were the first way that news ever traveled. So
Right.
makes
Yeah,
sense to
because
me that they would
what I guess the first written language was what, Sumerian. So
as far as we know, but that's not necessarily the truth.
Right.
yeah, because I think everything else before language, they used more or less symbols to describe everything.
Isn't there an earlier language to that? Isn't it the wife language? That's
There
that
may
when
be,
it first started? It's when the
there
marriage
may
of
be, but the one that I know of myself, is Sumerian. That's the older. Now I'm talking about written down, actually written form.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just joking. No, I just the wife language because I know
Well, I
lots of
don't-
different. No, wife.
Yeah.
Like a
Wife,
wife.
yeah,
mom.
I've had two.
Yeah,
I've had two
wife.
of them. I ain't understand none of them.
It's right. It's a totally different language. If you can understand it, it's like Pig Latin. You could talk about it. Not everybody can get it, but if you do know it, it's fun to talk like that. Right? It's the wife language.
If you said wifey, people would understand you better.
Oh, I understand.
Is it my accent? Eh? Does it sound bad? Oh, sorry about that.
Well, Lucy, to your point, I wanted to mention that, when we had Randall Carlson on our show and we talked to him, it's honestly, if you look at the idea of plate tectonics and, all of these continents being recycled and reborn, and, this process is constantly happening. And when we talk to him, it's really hard to tell how many civilizations might have actually been here. And what we see left over is the foundations of what's what was
Yeah, yeah,
around that
I totally
provided
now
the
I totally
latest
agree with that. I totally agree with that. You also got to go back to the younger Dryas and how much that changed the landscape itself. Just the younger Dryas that I guess it's
Right.
speculated, but a comet that broke apart and struck the Earth,
Several.
and melt. Yes, yes, and I think it didn't happen just one time. I think it happened over a period. Took a period of a little period there.
I
But
thought it happened in
just
like
think how
a
much just got wiped clean just by that
yeah.
one episode. Yeah,
that was about 13,000 years ago. Now go back
11,500, 12,000.
Yeah.
go back
About
70,000 years when that volcano erupted. And
Well, I believe there is
Right.
something that's tied into the Leonid meteor shower every 12,800
Yes.
years.
Yes.
I believe there's something tied into that meteor shower. I believe that when we go through that cycle or that period, we get into a larger stage of comets and asteroids, and maybe that's why we're
That's
seeing
what I
Three Eye
think.
Atlas, and maybe
Yes.
that's why we're seeing
Dorothy, you
Three Eye
leaving?
Atlas and Oumuamua and all this because we're
I
getting into we're going to get into that bigger swarm in the
That's
Leonid meteors. Yeah.
that's
Rich,
possible. Yes.
synchronicity. This is where we're going back. So now he's coming in and talking what we just talked about. This is the synchronicity that's happening right now in front
And
of our
I'm going
eyes
to get
on
off
Rich's
and let
show.
somebody else talk about synchronicity. Thanks so much, Rich. This was fun. I hope somebody else hops up.
Yes, and we are
So
gonna
listen,
end it. We are gonna end it right after
we
this
don't say
conversation.
we don't
Thank you,
say
Dorothy.
synchronicity. We don't say synchronicity around here. We say what comes around goes around.
There it is.
That's right. Oh, you got a soundboard now, eh? Oh, that's
Well,
pretty
I've
cool.
always had it. I just never use it.
well played, Richie.
the long delay is what made that one work.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Yeah, we're done. So I guess we might as
Yeah,
well.
sorry about the audio earlier. So
Oh, dude, it didn't matter. I mean, we got it. Everything worked out. I appreciate the interesting talk. I mean, there were some things I heard tonight that I didn't think I'd ever heard before. So there's
Rich,
always something to learn from everybody.
we need to do a show together, Rich. We need to.
All right,
We
yeah.
got.
Well,
I think we got some interesting topics we could discuss.
yeah,
Yes.
we could talk about that. That's for sure. Hey,
And definitely we're definitely going to go UFO hunting because I did find that one interesting case in Brooksville back in
yeah,
mid
I know all
'60s.
about it. It used to be the UFO capital of the world back then. It's amazing. I've been to that house. I've seen the UFO. It's all bullshit.
But where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
So
Well, it'd be fun to go over there, though. All right.
yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
Lucian, I'm gonna cut you out. We gotta go. Thank you very much, sir. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, no problem, eh? Thanks for having this awesome little setup you have going on here.
That was good stuff, man. Thanks for throwing it down. That was good. Appreciate it. Have a good one. And Wayne, it was so good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
man,
for hanging out.
We got to get you back on at some point. It's been a while.
Yeah, my health's been so horrible, so it's always hard to schedule something because
Hey, I'm right there
I
with
never
you,
know
man.
when I'm gonna get sick again. But we'll talk. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good, man.
We did it tonight, so we can do it again. Thanks
All right.
again for hanging out. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
no
making
problem,
this
man.
fun.
Take care.
You too. Thanks everybody. Yeah, for giving this night a little bit of electricity. I'd like to keep going, but all good things got to come to an end. However, we touched on Three Eye Atlas, and now you know what the eye means, right? It's the third interstellar, named after John Atlas, right? No, I don't know. But we talked about that. We talked about Egypt. We talked about are we from here? We touched on a lot of different things. What do you believe in? I think we have a chat thing in the chat. What do we got? A poll? Let's end the poll. The poll today was in the last 5 years, what was your favorite UFO claim made by those who represent ufology? This was tough for me to come up with. So 10% the Boogosphere with Jaime Maussan. The Big UFO Under a Building by Rose Cucky at 17%. The Jersey Drones Are Nothing by the Government, 30%. And Three Eye Atlas is a Mothership. Avi Loeb coming in at number 1 at 43% was your favorite out of the 4 I chose. Thanks for playing along on the poll. Look, oh, that sounded interesting. On the poll. Keep her off the poll. You know what's a good name for a stripper? Alien. Alien. Get it? No, can't work that in there. Coming to the stage. She's hot. She's from Uranus. Alien. No? Thanks for the support. Don't forget to subscribe. I need subs. And if you want to help support, you know where all the links are. I'm going to let you go easy tonight. Yeah. I want you to sing along and have a good time. Okay. We're going to get out of here with Goof on Hits Like a Freight Train. We're going to finish where we left off. Guys, thanks. I had a really good time. And if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology, that is. Keep your eyes to the sky. I can't say skies. There's only one sky. There's locations where you look at the sky. There's no skies. Oh, I got 3, 4 skies right here. Look at that. It doesn't work like that. Stop saying that. I hate it. I do. I really do. Alien bless.